Mark. Uh-oh. You can do it.
Well, hello, guys. It's Tuesday night hangout. You ready for this? It should be pretty good. Anyways, who do we have here? We have Mark, Will, Jade, and Shane. Shane's here.
Paramotor girl's got a hit mute on her computer because we hear her echo from one of your computers, guys.
I'll mute her. There. So anyways, yeah, so Shane wanted the time off, and so I set this up, and look who popped in here. He's working on his bathroom project. We just got a tour of his bathroom, and yes, we will definitely be making a trip down there to finish. So anyways, how you doing, Shane?
Well, if I could have got my bathtub out tonight, it would have it'd been a lot better. But I have to cut the tub out. I can't. So even if I took the bathtub out, I'm sorry, if I took the toilet out and the vanity, I still won't be able to lift it up one way or the other, or cockeyed it or whatever, because it's literally flush in there. I have no idea how to get it out without cutting it. So tomorrow I'm going to cut it. That's the only reason I'm here now, is because I can't move forward until I cut it, and I really didn't want to do any of that. And I have, I think, 37 or 38 open wounds on me now from tile hitting me and cutting me, and it's super awesome. I still have the floor to take out too, but outside of that, everything's good.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Blood, sweat, and tears, man. That's what it's all about. And if they ever need a DNA sample, they'll know where to go.
Yeah, right.
And then we have Will. Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be here. What
did you do tonight?
Tonight, I actually got to fly. And it's one of those dreaded no-win launches. Had 2 failed attempts and a 3rd successful one. First launch, I don't know what the heck happened. Couldn't tell you. The second one, I think I gave it a little power too early and distorted my wing. But I had a great flight, and the air was butter once I got up.
There you go. And of course, we have Mark.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Glad to be here.
And Mark, what was your week like?
No flying. Had to go to Florida for a wedding, and back to work. That was it.
There you go. Just had to go to Florida. It's like you do this every day.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I'm actually sitting on flight 99, waiting on flight 100.
On your paramotor?
You were doing.
Yeah.
You were about to hit that at Hodges Field when we last flew together.
Yeah, the
Correct?
flight. The flight going back to Hodges from Veterans Memorial Park was flight 99, and that was the last one I flew.
Do I need to come all the way to your house so you can fly again? And is that what you're holding back on? Just flying with me? I mean,
Yeah. I wanted it to be a memorable experience.
And then last but not least, we have my beautiful wife, Jade.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. And let's see how Eric does at hosting his own show. Good luck, Eric.
Okay, so just so everybody knows that I am just temporarily doing this while somebody does a few projects around the house, and then he will be taking back over.
yes.
Shane just is taking a little time away. And I said I would step up only because of the fact that this is our paramotor family, and this gives us something to do on a Tuesday night, which everybody knows that these shows are good way for us to keep connected, hang out, and talk, and some learning. So I mean, it's a lot of fun for all of us. Tonight, there was a couple things I wanted to chat about. One was a fly-in that Jade and I went to over the weekend, and it was in Whitewater, Wisconsin, and it actually was the EAA Ultralight Chapter 1 fly-in, and they have microlights, PPGs, and light sport flyers. This was, as I said, held down in Whitewater. We got there when it was dark, and just a little bit about where this was is it actually was a runway, and it was in, I don't want to say a backyard, but I told the guy that was putting it on that we would be pulling our fifth wheel down. And he said, well, that's not a problem. I said, well, I just want to make sure that we can fit wherever you have us parking. And he kind of wanted the dimensions. This guy goes to all the way from taking it looked like a hay bale wagon, and he put poles on it for my height, and he made it 45 feet long, and he towed it behind his truck and cut every limb along the way so it wouldn't rub up against the fifth wheel. Now, let me tell you, as I said, we got there at night, and it's hard enough seeing at night, but I had Jade outside and, kind of making sure we weren't wiping out a tree. I don't care about limbs, but we went and we had to turn by a septic mound. And I think I got my tires a little bit up on the mound with the fifth wheel. I don't think I did any damage. He'll know in about a week. But we went and made it back there. We parked, and there was a few people camping there. So it was small. There was probably that night, maybe 5-6 of us that were there. The next morning, we got up. It was a nice morning, very little fog, comfortable temperatures. And I went up in a short sleeve shirt and took off and flew around. And then one of our friends that lives over in that direction that flies PPG, he was in the air, and he took off from a different airport. And he actually met us in the air. We radioed back and forth. We met him in the air and took him back to this LZ in Whitewater, and we both landed. This was the first time that I did I guess you would want to say a foot drag landing, and I didn't run it out. And Jade came down behind us, and then we all talked and sat around. And what was neat is in one of the hangars, he had all types of ultralight parts and skis and wheel pants, and I think you could have put together 5 different planes out of that hangar. It was like a playground. So of course, my mom always yelled, "Don't touch," and slapped my hand. Well, I couldn't help myself. It was like a kid in a candy store. I was having fun. Oh, actually, the guy that was on the guy that put this on is James. I'm gonna butcher your name. I'll just say Harper. He's in the chat. So anyways,
Hey,
he says no damage to the mound. Woohoo! But overall, it was a fun time. We did look at the winds that evening, and everything was crosswind for us. So we figured, okay, we're probably just going to stay around a little bit, and then we're going to head over to Madison. And we did. So this is the cool part, and maybe it's just the fat guy in me, but as we were talking, his wife was setting up this like buffet in the back garage, and so we kind of all went over there, and man, they had all types of good looking food and sausage and chips, and so my excitement was there with the fly-in. But whatever. So anyways, we ended up, we ate, we left a donation in his donation jar. And I told him that we will definitely be back next year. And I would like, I'm going to follow his Facebook and find out where his other fly-ins are. I just love going to all the little fly-ins. They're fun. So we did that. And then we went over to our, where we got instructed and in Madison. And we actually flew around with our school a little bit over there. And that was a lot of fun. A lot of good times.
Hey, Eric, real quick. On your computer, if you click on in the chat, if you go to whoever's name and you click on the 3 dots next to them,
Oh, yeah.
you should be able to click on that and it should say moderator. You have nobody in there protecting any in case anything's in there.
No offense, but there's nobody in here I want to moderate.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you guys.
The power's gotten to his head already, Jade. Good Lord.
But anyways. No, so we had a good time. So, all right, moderators, I think, are assigned. But
You know what I heard? We were gonna, I don't know where I heard it, but I heard we were gonna give away a wing tonight.
a wing. We're giving away a wing.
Yeah. Isn't that what they said last night?
Yeah, I think that's tomorrow. That was tomorrow night's show.
All right, I'm okay with that too.
I'll just let her deal with it tomorrow. Anyway, so, you know, Shane and I were talking a while ago and we're like, man, we should have a whole nother, you know, Jade has her tomahawk tees and does her shirts and stuff. We should open up a whole different side of the clothing apparel and do something a little different. And I thought about it and I'm like, all right, you know, this could be good. So how about women's thongs?
Fine with me.
Oh
yeah.
What's
Okay.
hold,
Yeah, you got
hold
it.
on? What's the catchphrase? This the JJ's flying? I don't know. What is going on here?
So anyways, yeah, we now have other apparel that we can do.
So is that the giveaway? Are we doing a giveaway of that tonight? That's cool.
Yeah, but if a guy wins it, what is he going to use it for? A mask when he goes into Walmart?
Whatever,
Oh my
man.
God.
So
I have 15 puns already lined up.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, Jay, go try them on so you can display them. She said she was gonna.
Come on, girl.
But anyways, yeah, so that was just kind of something that I did this afternoon. And I was not the one that went to Walmart to get them. This is going to be our Christmas gift to all of our friends in the paramotor community.
So instead of wearing the Flying Flamingo Jade shirt, we have to wear that, right?
Yeah, no. If I see one of these on a guy at a fly-in, I will leave. Yeah, that's not.
I hope I don't make it in that group picture.
Yeah, right. You know what happened at Purdon's is when they made you larger.
Oh man, yeah, that would be
I seen that.
awesome. Go ahead, explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to explain?
yeah, that was, who took that picture?
I took the picture.
Yeah.
You did?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so we all lined up at Dave Burden's, and Mark and his dad weren't in the picture. And we're like, well, what the heck? So then went and Will took a picture of Mark and kind of photoshopped it into this picture of all of us. And Mark was like the jolly green giant over all of us. It was, that was pretty good. Do you have that picture, Will?
I'm looking for it. I don't know if I have that or not.
Yeah, that
I
was,
know I'm fixing to jump. I'm looking right now. Every time I see that picture, it just makes me giggle. I can't help it. It's just,
I got
seriously.
something else. Hold on one second.
And I want to hear about these new little motorcycles too.
Oh yeah, man. Have you guys been riding those?
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, we didn't have a flying to go to. Okay, so this started beginning of summer. Jade and I, we have Harleys, and I don't even know how to say it. We just kind of, ever since paramotoring kind of took over, and we haven't used the Harleys, and it's kind of sad because they're new Harleys. Anyways, and they're both Jade and I ride the Fat Boys. So we also have Honda Ruckuses. Now, if nobody knows what a Honda Ruckus is, it is a 50cc slow motorcycle. And so we decided that and we did take those camping, and we would go like to a city and we would drive those around instead of driving the truck. So we decided we really would like to get some of these new Honda Groms. And so we ordered them, and I wanted to order a new one because the new body style just came out. There's the picture.
Yeah.
Greatest picture ever. Look how big Mark McElroy is. I mean, he's standing on my foot and I'm literally still smiling. I'm just dedicated to the picture. I'm just like, man. That's a big old boy right there.
Hey, Mark, did you have to special order your shirt?
Yeah, that comes from the
Importantly-
tent shop.
Right.
The tent job. More importantly, did you have to pay for it?
No,
Yeah.
negative.
So, Will, you're really
Actually-
stuck on that.
Actually, I think that's Mark McElroy's shirt hanging over the 10 by 20.
That was the day before the disaster.
Yeah, that is
Oh.
true. That was a disaster.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't
So,
believe
anyways,
I'm
we
gonna-
had these little 50cc Hondas, and they were kind of slow. So we decided that we wanted to go and get some of the Groms, and we didn't want to get so Honda did not send any Groms over in 2021. They just didn't. I don't know why. And so we ordered 222 Groms, and they finally came in last week. So we decided to take that weekend, go over to Red Wing, Minnesota, and pick them up. So my first thing was now we have a little bit faster of a gutless bike, but they're 125cc. You can go on a flat road about 50 miles an hour, which is totally acceptable for what they are. But I will tell you, the more you ride them, the more fun they are. They're actually a blast. So we've already removed the mirrors and put on the mirrors that come out of the handlebar ends. We did order a kit to remove the rear fender, and they call it I don't know, like a clean fender look. So it'll just remove the rear fender and put all your lights integrated into one rear fender, and we did order the little front blinkers so we don't have these big, looks like feelers hanging out of the side of the bike. So just now, about a week ago, so we've owned it a week ago, I went and I looked to see if there was a big bore kit, because I'm always one to start looking for more power. And I thought I found one. I called the company and they said nobody makes a big bore kit for the 21 yet, which I don't know what's any different from that from the 19. But I pretty much guarantee when that kit comes out, at least we will be ordering one. I don't know if Jade wants one, but I would like one. Yeah, I got the black and Jade got the yellow. So, and both of them are, as I said, fun to ride.
That looks cool, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Eric, real quick, we do have a question in the chat from Mad Sloper. Does anyone fly with the reserve? How much over your all up weight is your reserve over your all up? Oh, wait a minute. Did I read that? I'm reading between, sorry. Does everyone fly with a reserve? How much over your all up weight is your reserve over your all up weight? I fly with the reserve, but I'm dead smack in the middle of my wing load. So I got room to grow, I guess. But yeah, I'm flying. I mean, with everything on my paramotor, God, I don't even know. You know what? Let's find out. I'll go get my scale and I'll put my paramotor on and we'll find out. How about that?
Yeah, my answer is actually the same as Shane's. I'm right in the middle, right smack in the middle.
And
So,
I believe I am too, but I don't fly with the reserve.
I do fly with the reserve. I actually flew about, I think, 7 or 8 months before I finally got one. I think if you're flying straight and you don't really do much, I mean, your chances of something catastrophic happening is slim to none. But we always put our seatbelts on in the car. Chances of us getting in an accident is slim to none as well, but you still put it on. And that's what I'm kind of, my theory of having a reserve. It's there in case I ever need it. I have a fire extinguisher under the kitchen sink in case Krista ever decides to cook, but I haven't had to use it. So, but I still have it. That's my theory.
yep, your next meal will be burnt from her on purpose. Yeah, I also fly with the reserve. So
Most of my flying is done close to the ground. That's where I get most of the enjoyment from the sport. If I were doing any kind of acro or cross country or whatever, I guess it'd be time to take the reserve out of my car and put it on my paramotor.
well, it doesn't do any good in your car.
Yeah. Hey, just be honest, man.
Hey,
You
my
know, why don't
flotation
you-
sitting on top
Right?
Sit on top of your roof.
Why don't you
That's
put it
on
on the
top of my-
back bumper, and when you come up to, really fast to a stoplight, just throw that thing. See if it still works.
Yeah, right.
I have seen a reserve come out on launch on somebody, and that was a little spooky.
I've heard of that. And the thing is anything could hook it at any time. You try to keep that down to a minimum,
Right.
and out of the way.
Actually, Sunday, when I got done flying Sunday morning, I was taking my paramotor out of the back of my truck and I disconnected the ratchet straps. And as I go to pull it out, the ratchet strap, when I dropped it, it actually hooked into the handle of my reserve. Luckily, I just happened to see the strap move as I was pulling it out of the truck, and I stopped just in time. But yeah, I would have pulled it from the ratchet strap. That would have just not been good.
Now, do you think you could have just put the rubber bands back around the strings and fed it back in there and put it all back together?
listen, if that little yellow weed whacker line comes out, I don't know what to do. I have no clue when it comes to that. Which brings up another point. Who do we send our reserves to? They're supposed to be checked once a year with our wings, but I'm going to send mine in to whomever next year after Bad Apples, because it'll be about that time for it to have it checked. So I have no idea.
JP
Yeah,
Tulpa
Dan-
was talking about that last night. I don't know if it's just specifically for his type of reserve or if they do other types of reserves, repacking.
Dan in the chat. So how much time does everybody have flying? And does that affect your need for a reserve? My thing is I think if you are done with school and you have any altitude, you should have a reserve, because it is always, not that I've been there, but I'm sure that it's always nice to have if you need it. So I don't want to put myself in that position where I need it and I don't have it. I think that would
Right.
hurt. So
I didn't. I really didn't think I needed it until I started doing wingovers and everything. But I'm like Will. I love to fly low. The only time I get altitude is to do wingovers and spirals. But as soon as that's over with, I'm back down on the ground kicking weeds and the tops of trees. So, I mean, a reserve for me outside of doing anything, wingovers or what have you, I wouldn't, if I wasn't doing wingovers, I wouldn't have a reserve, I don't think. Because what good is a reserve at 4 feet or 60 feet? It ain't gonna do nothing.
well, it would cover the body.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about it. That's actually, it's not a reserve, it's a body bag. It's a reserve.
Or one
To help
really big
carry-
stuff sack.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about that.
I'm approaching 300 hours, and honestly, if someone said, "Hey, let's put this reserve on" or whatever, I would probably say, "Yeah, let's do it." It's just I guess I've been lazy.
So now this is what, so I mean, you are correct. Every year you're supposed to have that reserve. We have a local guy here that'll do it for us. And what he says is, okay, you have to have this thing repacked. So since that, go ahead and get into your harness, get into your paramotor and do at that time, do a
Mock throw.
a mock throw with your reserve, and then put it all in a box and ship it to me, or take it down to them. That way you're just better prepared. You're not going to hurt anything if you do it. So, I mean, I think that's what we will end up doing. When we,
JP asked a question. Here's a question to ask yourself. Does your flying style change if you're flying with a reserve? For some people, the reserve might give them a sense of get out of jail free and might cause them to fly.
More
I've always wanted to do
dangerously than if they wouldn't have a reserve.
Right. I do bigger wingovers knowing that I have a reserve. Now that I have it, it would just it's not coming off my motor for nothing. If I send it in to have it repacked or whatever, I don't know if I'd be willing to fly, because I'm not. What if I'm in good air and the timing's right, and I'm like, all right, I can do some really nice wingovers right now, but I can't because I don't have a reserve. I still may or may not. I have no idea. Like I said, once I started flying, it was 7-8 months into it before I got a reserve. Once I got a reserve, I did start putting more riskier moves in, I guess. So maybe I mean, for me, I would say yes.
I don't
That's
know
it.
that answer. I never, yeah, I guess I will pay better attention next time. So I don't know.
How
Mark,
about in the chat, if anybody is flying with the reserve, what would they say to that question? That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
I fly
That's a good
with a
question.
reserve. You know, ever since I trained, I've had a reserve on, and of course, it doesn't make me fly any different because I don't do much of anything except for just sightsee. But I like it for a little security blanket. Um, you know, if I take some kind of horrible collapse, maybe it'll help.
The biggest concern with someone flying with a reserve, a newbie, if you will, and I still consider myself, November 2nd will be my 2-year mark that I've been flying, and I still consider myself a newbie. Knowing when to pull the reserve is key as well. I mean, if you take a wingtip collapse and you panic and you throw your reserve, that's just, it's not the right time. You've got, you know, plenty of time for it to recover or whatnot. A full collapse, even then, depending on your height, let's say you're 2,000 feet, you take a full collapse, you have a very long time before you come in contact with the ground that wing has plenty of time to recover. Now, if your wing is tied up and wrapped around and everything else, yeah, but it's key to be, I guess, trained or at least watch some YouTube videos on when the proper time is to throw a reserve. I'd probably spend an extra 3 or 4 seconds of free fall to figure out if I need to throw it or not before I actually threw it.
yeah, because
In my opinion.
right. No, I one of the first times I went and released my trims, I felt that bounce. I threw that reserve. And then I realized I was just doing a hang test. So I've never
A little
flown my
premature.
yeah, a little bit. I've never thrown my reserve. I've never,
Me
I
neither.
don't, you know, I don't know if I've ever had tip collapse even. But you know, I mean, right now I'm at the point where I'm starting to have fun with the wind and starting to have fun with the bumps. One thing that I have noticed for me, and this is only me and my opinion, is when it is turbulent up there, if I'm doing wing overs and keeping a lot of load on that wing, I don't feel the bumps. And I'm okay with that. If I go up and it's bumpy and I'll radio down to Jade and I said, you won't enjoy it. She won't go up. And then, but I'll stay up and I will do turns and little wing overs to not feel those bumps. And then I stop and I'll start bouncing around a little bit. But I think for me, that is building my bump tolerance. So, but
I flew Saturday afternoon from Sebastian Airport over to the beach. And on the way over to the beach, there's a little campground, and apparently they were having a wedding or something. So I was about just under 2,000 feet. The winds were blowing about 10 to 12. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to do some wing overs for these folks. What I didn't realize, well, actually I realized it, but it didn't dawn on me until after it happened. You do one wing over and then you do another one with the wind. So your wing is turned and the wind is coming this way. So you get a little bit more oomph when you don't pull. You don't have to pull as much, but I pulled harder than normal and found myself in a little bit of trouble. I was like, oh, that wing over I felt the lines get a little slack. And yeah, I quickly in a hurry tried to stop everything from happening because I was like, yep, that was too far. That was too far.
was that just the energy in the wing?
Well, when you turn and the wind's blowing this way and you turn, the wind catches it.
Right.
And it pushes it even. So it just kind of whips you a little harder than normal. and I did the same thing at down. We got to the beach and we were checking out the sharks, and then there was some let's just say there were some folks sun tanning themselves, and I pulled a little bit to get a little closer, fly by, and I was way over where I wanted to be because the wind just took me a little harder one way or the other. I was like, holy crap. I was like, glad there wasn't a building there because I couldn't stop. I just flew right into a building. But yeah, it was
Shane, percentage wise, what would you say was the percent of their body that they were suntanning?
Probably right around 96, 90, 95. Let's not over exaggerate. At least 95% of their body was being
all right.
And
now I see why you risk your life. Go ahead.
Let's just say I was checking to see if they had a paramotor sticker on their bottoms.
Were they wearing these?
That's what I was getting at. Eric. So
Anyway.
another the whole flotation thing, like we crossed the river is where we try to cross it at is probably a good half-mile opening of nothing but water. So having flotation is key. The video I just put out today has Smart Car Brian going in he did not go actually into the pond, but he went into the pond. If he'd have gone a 1/10 of an inch down a little bit further, he would have been in the water, and he didn't have flotation on. And that just happened to be the deepest part of the lake. So if you have flotation, use it. I say that with mine on top of the fridge, but I'm getting ready to put it back on because I took it off once and never put it back on because I was lazy. And Brian's putting his back on here shortly because he needs it because he's always foot dragging water, which I don't get. I did it once. It was good enough.
Well, we have it on all of our setups and we don't take it off, but we have a little bit of a difference situation than you guys all do with our trees and our water. So for me, it's real important to have flotation. And no, I never want to use it. I can't say that I'm the safest guy when it comes to the water because I think water is my, I like going over the water. But I do make sure that I'm high enough to coast into a tree. But
Good
anyways,
call.
so that's my kryptonite is I do like playing over the water. And I know that that's bad and not safe. But I do it as safe as I can do it, I guess is the way you can do it.
Once I get to the ocean, once I get to the beach, I'm no more than 100 yards off from the shore, and no less than 100 feet off of the water. I know if something bad happens, my motor stops, whatever, I know I can hook a left or a right and make it back to the shore without incident, without hitting the water, I should say. That is a big fear of mine. When Brian dipped himself too low in the water this past weekend, I'd already prepared. I'd literally, as soon as I seen him go in, I was like, whoa. And I was reaching for my leg straps because I was ready to just go as low as I can to him. I know I was going to overshoot him. I would have jumped out and then went and got him. He and I already had this conversation. He's like, dude, give me at least 40 seconds to figure out if I could get out or not. I'm like, dude, 40 seconds, I would have already been in the water with you. I was like, what are you talking about? It's water just to me it's crazy. I'm not scared of going in the water. I just don't want to drown. That's just not something.
Well, that's
I
like saying you're not scared of falling. It's the sudden stop. But So when we flew at Kitty Hawk in North Carolina, the birthplace of aviation, we went over the ocean and it was uncomfortable. I was not comfortable, I'll tell you that. I don't know why.
Did you have
Oh,
flotation?
Did you?
there?
Yeah, I've had flotation since the day after I got it. That made no sense. Pretty much the day after we graduated and had all our flights in, and the instructor said never come back. We had flotation. So yeah, when we flew over that water, I was a little uncomfortable. When we were flying down on the south end of Outer Banks over that water, I was uncomfortable, but I stayed very close to shore, even though I know that the Plamico Sound is only 4 feet deep when you're 300 yards out. You know, I know it's shallow, but I was not, something about that. But the lakes, I don't know why that, and mental thing. It's a mental thing. I don't get it.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I love flying the beach only to look at the sharks. I love watching the sharks, and there was a ton Saturday afternoon. A ton of sharks.
Maybe that was the uncomfortable part. We don't have sharks in our lakes. So, but
You want some? I can bring you some.
nope, not want none. It was funny. So Jade was talking to Savannah and who are you talking about the muskies? Last night. Oh, friends of ours last night. And showed pictures of tiger muskies, and Savannah was just looking at, wow, you know, and Jade said, yeah, we found a couple in our lake. And Savannah's like, yeah, I'm not swimming in that lake ever again. So that's pretty much done for her. We can sell the house now. We don't need to live on a lake.
Hey, before you sell that lake, do you guys have like a fishing shack that you can push out on the middle of the lake and cut a hole in the water and or in the ice and go fishing? Because I have never done that. Hint,
Yeah,
hint.
we have a portable ice shack and we have all the gear to do it. I have not done it in 10 years, but we have all the stuff to do it. But Jade's son goes out there every year and he'll ice fish. Yeah, there's nothing
Dude, I
better
wanna
than
try-
sitting out in the 30 below weather, you know, looking at water freeze.
I think there's a lot more drinking going on out there than fishing.
Well, you have to keep
Well-
blood from freezing, so you got to drink
Yeah.
something to keep it from freezing.
I'm just saying, I've never done that. I've done a lot of fishing in my life, deep sea, freshwater. You know, I've even used a bow for fishing for flounders, but never no ice fishing. Don't get much of that here in Florida.
You just don't go out at the right times.
Hey, that flight back Saturday, I was at like 2,000 feet, and temperature must have got like 60 degrees up there, and I was shaking. I was like, "Why am I cold already?" And that's not normally me. I'm not one to get cold in a hurry, but for whatever reason, I was freaking freezing on the way back from that Saturday night flight.
Yeah, it can get cold, but
Bill H says, "What's an ice shack?"
yeah, it's something you try to find so you can put the biggest heater you can find inside of it. But yeah, well, my whole fishing thing is, I don't know, a lot of people don't know it or may know it. I grew up in Alaska and we had a sailboat there, and I would go down on a Friday night and stay on the boat. Saturday, I would go out halibut fishing, or I'd go out salmon fishing, and then come back Saturday night from fishing and clean our fish and put it in the chest freezer, and then I would go home on Sunday. Well, we constantly had halibut in our fridge. We constantly had salmon, crab. Well, I'm northern Wisconsin, and I went fishing. And I'm not kidding you. The thing was like 8
Cutting out,
inches
Eric.
long, and the
Yeah,
people
Eric,
that were
you're cutting out.
oh, that's a good perch. I'm looking at this thing thinking I use bigger stuff as bait. Say that again.
You're cutting out. I don't know what it is.
Oh, no, it's just that I caught a perch. It was like 8 or 9 inches long, and everybody thought that that was the biggest things around. And it's like I used bigger stuff as bait in Alaska. So,
Well, Tony asked earlier why I was on the show. I thought I
didn't have a lot of interest there. And then they used, so we used,
Oh,
he's cutting out.
pretty bad. So I wanted to say something about the flotation. And that was that when we were at Purdon's, Ben and I were putting on flotation on his paramotor. And one reason I'd never put it on online because I don't own it and I don't usually fly over water. But one of the main reasons that I've heard that people don't do it is because it's not necessarily comfortable. It's an extra thing to put on. But looking at the one that Ben was using, it didn't look like it was, like cumbersome or it would get in the way. And it looked easy. It looked relatively easy to put on. So,
what do you mean it's not comfortable? It doesn't look comfortable.
well,
Really, you don't inflate them and then take off.
oh man, that's what I'm. No, hey, I don't know. I don't know the first thing about flotation devices except for what I've heard and what I experienced at Purdon's, helping Ben put his on. So I don't. What kind of flotation do you use? What brand do you use? And actually, is it different for a trike than it is, or do you even have flotation for trike?
Yeah, so
Well,
mine, my foot launch is a Parajet. And on the Parajet, you have the 2 bars that are on your shoulders that go up to the center of your hoop. That is actually where I mounted mine. And the reason I mounted them there is because when that inflation goes off, I want that to be buoyant by my head. I want my head above water. Okay. So now on the trikes, I have the same flotation, and that is I'm trying to think, it's the Smoke makes them, the 2 different independent setups. I don't use the one horseshoe looking one, but on the trike, I have them on the bars that drop down right by my seat. Okay. Now the reason this is there again, my reason and my opinion is the reason I use the 2 setups that have 2 different cartridges is because if one cartridge fails, I have a little bit better of a chance of the one that didn't fail inflating. And I don't know if the horseshoe one uses 2 different CO2 cartridges. I don't know that answer, but that's why I went with what I got.
No, the horseshoe one, the U float is the one that I purchased, and it has 1 big cartridge.
Yeah.
I think that's the same with Ben. Ben's is the big U shape.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just asked him which one he's using, but it did not look difficult to put on. And more importantly,
Mine's
to take off. Not more
No,
importantly,
with
but just as important to take it off.
with my flotation, it's 2 separate units, one on each side, and they're almost behind the harness, so you can't even really tell they're there, and they don't weigh anything. I mean, less than a half a pound for both of them. So the one thing that kind of I always wonder about when you see people that don't fill their tanks all the way up and they're like, well, I don't need the extra weight. How much extra weight is it really? I mean, I take off with as much fuel as I can just in case I've run out of fuel once. But after that, I just started filling my tank up completely full every time, because what if the wind's great and everything's fun and someone says, hey, let's go do this, and you go, oh, I just took off with 4 liters. I can't do that. I gotta stay close. So I always take off with a full tank, and the reserve. If the flotation's on there, I can't tell the difference. It doesn't make a difference at all.
Okay, but is it going on your straps?
No,
I had it
goes
on
the
my
cage.
straps.
Okay, I think Ben's went on his straps. So
I-
that,
No,
Yeah, I put mine on my straps and that was uncomfortable. You know, but I
No,
also
I-
have my gauges. I have my gauges on my straps, my temperature and RPM. And on the other side, that's where I have my hook knife. So I don't want those getting covered.
I could have sworn that he put it on his cage, right behind his harness.
I don't know. I've asked
Well,
him.
did you text him and ask him?
I didn't text him. I just chatted. I just sent it in the chat. Let's
Okay.
see.
Yeah, I swear to God, I remember it going right on, Velcroing right onto the cage through the netting and stuff. But Tony asked a question earlier about why I'm on the show and not working on the bathroom. 2 things happened. One, I took out all the tile and the walls out of the tub, or out of the shower area. Tried to get the tub out. The tub will not come out. I have to cut the tub. So in the midst of doing that, I got injured going to the bedroom. I tripped over one of Krista's bras, and apparently she set a booby trap.
Oh, boy.
One of those is true. I couldn't let one of these shows go by without a good dad joke. So I have to cut the tub tomorrow. Once I cut the tub, I'll pull the toilet and the vanity and pull the floors, and it'll all be ready to put everything back in. Which I will tell you, I did not plan. I put the backer board, the hardy board behind the for the shower walls. I was anticipating reusing that, but when I tried to pull the tile off, it pulled almost all of that backer board part, or the outer layer, the outside layer, with the mud from the tile. So apparently I did a pretty good job putting the tile up there. I just did a crappy job scratching the tub. So now that's why I'm doing all this. So that is why I'm on the show tonight. And I want to support Eric, because Eric, you're doing a really good job. I told Jade you were doing a great job. So I think you're doing a good job, sir.
Thank you.
I just texted Ben. I said, what, well, it auto-corrected. What flirtation device do you use?
This is a family show, Will. Let's see. How do I put you in timeout?
I really got to read what I send before I hit the send button. Anyways, he says he uses iFloat from PPG Smoke. UFloat? Oh, UFloat from PPG Smoke.
Can somebody borrow him some glasses?
Mark, that's what you fly with, right? The U-float.
That's what I purchased. And in my last video, I even talked about it when we were flying over the river, over that Lake Blackshear.
Right.
I made a comment about that hanging up in my camper closet. So that does me a lot of good there.
It does if your camper goes underwater.
Yeah, it'll float that little back corner. Yeah, I got that and a hook knife. Both of them I've never installed. I need to tighten up a little bit.
Well, I guess if you're in your camper and you break through the ice, you will be okay.
Yeah.
What are we sharing here?
That's the U float. That's what, is that what you had, Eric? That's what Ben has.
I can't see nothing except for your, yeah, try
Fuel
again.
bar or something.
Did it not work? All right. Fine, be that way. Let's try it again. Y'all can keep talking though while I'm trying again, because
I'm-
pressure.
What is that on that bar that
Go ahead.
go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. No, go.
No, Dewey's
I was
had a
just gonna make a
question. Do you put flotation on every time you fly, or is it already attached to your paramotor? Dewey's, we put them on and we have not removed them. The only time I removed my flotation is when I changed out my frame on my trike, and I just unhooked it and I hooked it back up immediately before I flew around here anyways.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's the one that I have, Will.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the U float. They make a different one also. We'll look around on that website. You're going to see the other one that just has it doesn't have the top part. It's just two black covers that cover the bright orange.
Like that.
I don't see nothing. I see your U float still.
Well, it's a float system.
Well, I'm still seeing what you showed me first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now that one there on the screen looks to be 2 cylinders and 2 totally separate sides.
Yeah, it does.
Where mine, I'm very sure that mine has 1 cylinder. Maybe mine's an older version.
Well,
Yeah,
they've got 3 different ones.
Yeah, this one shows 2 cylinders. I think what you got, Mark, is you have the ottoman that inflates. So if you go in your water, it keeps your legs up. You didn't get the stuff that goes around your neck to hold your neck up.
So they got the U float and the dual float.
Let's
So
see a picture of the dual.
it's on there.
Wow.
I'll click on it again. Now that dial up just is not working for you, man. You and the big.
Hey, I get it.
Big boys now.
I got it free from government assistance. Leave me alone.
Does anyone see the 2 separate ones, the float system?
No,
It says float system at the top, and
No, we see.
no, we're
U float.
only getting U float.
Well,
Although I did
obviously-
just read the fine print, and it is 2 totally separate bags with 2 separate inflations.
Yeah.
huh. Well, I obviously suck at what I'm trying to do here, but let's see if I can, I don't know, just stop
Nope.
sharing.
No matter which system it is, if it's hanging in the closet of my camper, I'm pretty sure if I hit the water, I might be screwed.
Yeah, I think so. What about strapping one of those inflatable life rafts to the bottom of you? I think you got even a better chance.
Craig Taylor.
Okay,
uses
so
the power float to be sure. To be. Sure.
I apparently lied to everybody. I said it was my floats were on top of my fridge, but apparently they're in the paratrailer. Chris is going to go get them, and then I'm going to show you how to install them during the show. It's not that hard. And then I'll have them back on my paramotor, and I'll have some security instead of them being in my trailer. Mark, I'm with you. It's in my trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good thing to be with me.
In your trailer? I've been in your trailer with you. I was fine.
There again, this is a family show. I'm kicking you all off. Okay, that's that float system right there. That's what I have for Jade's trike, my trike, and then my Parajet.
Okay, so where do they go? Where do those 2 individual?
Well, so on the Parajet, I have It's in my other garage. If on the Parajet, the top goes to is at the top of my hoop. And then the two bars that come down and mount, the two spars that come down and mount on your left and right shoulder of your frame, that's the bars that it comes down. Now there's a con to this, and that is you're restricting some airflow going across that paramotor. But I look at it this way: if air can get around my big head, I'm not worried about a little bit of air that these things are stopping. So my safety is more important. But that's how I have them on the Parajet.
Okay.
Now on my trike and Jade's trike, I have them sitting next to, and they're going vertically, the seat, basically from our shoulders down to our hips.
I was looking for the other one too. Is Shane back?
I'm here.
Okay. I wanted to see the to be sure.
Now I'll tell you what, with these being on, and we've had like those mornings in Tennessee, and also with what happened at Purdon's, where all the water went onto one of the trikes after it destroyed the tent. These things were protected. Those systems were protected enough. They didn't go off. So I'm sure you could leave these out in the rain and you wouldn't have a problem. It has to have that direct water.
Can you
Yeah,
see
so that looks like ours, what we got.
Okay, well, that's the Power Float to be sure.
Yeah.
It's all right, babe.
All right, Shane's back, so I'll stop there.
That's what I said.
Did you put them in the drawers?
I'll
I
go.
didn't
Look.
look in the drawers.
I'll go.
I heard Rivers.
Have I told you guys lately? I got a cool ass wife. She's the best. Just so you know.
Oh, Jade's showing the trike. I thought she put on that thong. Anyways, so you can see right there, she's running the cursor up and down where ours are on the trike.
Okay.
So, that's where we have ours. Hold on a second. Jade, you want to come get this apparel and put it on? She didn't answer. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I won't fly without it even close to water. If I can figure out an emergency system to get out of a tree, I think I'd be all right.
There is. It's called a cutaway, and
Yeah.
hopefully you don't hit it. Hopefully you don't land into another ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
knew that one was coming. Wow. But yeah. So let me share or show you this. Let's see. So this weekend, like I said, we were down in Madison and we picked up more little paramotor guys. So we got the orange wing, the red wings. Oh, that's orange and red. What else we got? We got blue and that. Now these are a little different than what we've had. So he's not making the clay ones anymore. But yeah, so I picked up 10 more of them.
Nice.
More good trading material at fly-ins. So
That is nice. So those aren't the clay ones. They're made of
plastic.
plastic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So protect your clay ones. They're a very limited thing. He even said I probably won't be going back to clay. The expense and everything. He will just keep importing these. So, and
cool. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more things like that.
Yeah, and you know, if you go on to try to find them on Etsy or anywhere else, we can't. Jade's tried, you know. So
How hard that would be to 3D print.
I wouldn't even attempt it, you know. I mean, I bought the first 20, you know, the clay ones. And he said, when he said that he won't be making them, I at that point told him, okay, I'll take all the clay ones you got. And I bought them all. So. And those are the ones you guys all
My
have.
truck. Thanks, babe.
Okay,
She
so
is
those are
freaking
your-
awesome.
those are the flotation devices there, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is whatever side, but they're two separate. And they literally just Velcro. I'll do that here in a second. I want to show you guys my failure of my very first, I shouldn't say my very first, my trial run of Paramotor Man videoing. So Eric gave me one of those paramotor guys to hang from the screen or from my mirror, and then I tried to figure out how to mount it, which this isn't good. This is my very and only one attempt that I tried. So hold on here. This is what it would look like, but you can't hit anything because he moves too much. So I was just kind of walking around, just trying to get an idea how to do it, and you just can't hit anything. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody can help me out with a better idea, that'd be great.
Oh, I like it. I just
All right.
think you need to add the music and the anticipation of what he's going to come into next.
So I want to do the whole voice. Jesus, man. I got all tore up tonight. Look at this. That's from a tile falling off the wall. My legs are all cut up.
Man, you
fingers
were
cut
booby
up.
trapped, weren't you?
I was seriously booby trapped. That was a huge booby trap, just so you know. All right, so I've only put these on once and took them off once. So let's do this together. Don't mind my my crappy room. This is getting redone later. All right, so with these, you have the Velcro and all the stuff on the inside. So this is the PPG smoke inflate system. Now this is the right side. I'm sorry, the left side, because it's going to open up outward, and the other one's going to open up the other side. So let's go to this side here, and it's this hard. You've got an over strap, which this one is the kind of the pain in the butt because you got to put it over and then back through. Which I always put this one on, the top one on last because it's just easier. So that goes around there. And once it's Velcroed on, she's on there. This one goes around here and is Velcroed on. And the last one is there. Now, again, this is the only one because once you go around the frame, then you got to bring it up through, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it literally takes maybe 3-4 minutes each side. If it wasn't for this top part, I don't know why they didn't make this Velcro at the top here. If they did, it'd be 2 minutes each side, which apparently I'm not going to be able to get because that's what I do to myself when I'm live.
That doesn't look obtrusive in any way.
Guys,
Doesn't
just keep
look like
talking. I'm gonna keep fighting. Oh,
it's in the way.
there we go. All right. Are you guys still on? Or are you guys just watching me?
We're just watching you.
Keep talking.
No, well, we can't hear. We're trying to listen to what you're doing.
Yeah, we're listening to you concentrate,
All
Shane.
right.
Yeah. But can you do it
Got
quicker?
that. So you get some more slack.
No
here.
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. And you got that on upside down.
Yeah, I was watching Will and Ben put Ben's on, and I think Ben's top one is the same way as this one is. So there's that. So that side's already on. And then we have this side. That goes around here. Like so. This one goes around.
Now, where are you mounting those? Oh, those are right next to your harness. Yeah.
And this one goes.
John Wayne said, "Love
Now
me
the hardest
some
part about this
Brewers."
is putting these top ones on, which I already showed you guys. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention. Could you
While
do it
you guys
again?
continue on doing the show, I will put this one on real quick. But it doesn't take more than 5 minutes to put these on.
Shane,
Why I haven't put them back on, I don't know. Just being
Shane.
lazy, I guess.
Shane.
Eric, how hard is it for yours to come on and off, go on and off? For your trikes?
They're a pain in the butt, but you can you hear me?
Why do I not have any volume? Hold on here.
What the heck?
All right, somebody say something. There you go. All right, I couldn't hear you guys. I
Oh,
had
well,
no
that's
idea what you were
okay,
saying.
but for the past like 4 minutes, your computer cut out. Can you take those off and put them back on?
Yeah, we didn't know you were talking.
I had no idea what was going on.
We
I was
didn't
just
either.
saying everything's easy, but this top strap, for whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't make this Velcro, to be perfectly honest with you. Because you have to go under this loop and back in. It's a bad design, in my opinion. But the Velcro, that's how much wider it makes so here's this one and this one, which, I mean, how much difference does that really make? So when these inflate, they inflate outward. My head's here. These are slightly below my head. So technically I should stay afloat. I don't plan to be attached to the paramotor when I hit the water. So I'm going to be dipping before then.
While you're struggling with your strap on there, Paramotor NC said that his could be attached to the shoulder straps or the cage, and he opted for the shoulder. So I guess you can configure it both ways.
So his is attached to his shoulders, or the harness.
Yeah, if my memory serves me correctly, that's how we did it.
All right.
That's a cool dude.
Sorry, I was typing. Sorry, I'm still typing. Okay, I'm done.
Stop using one finger. Use more than one.
Hey, you know what? I only have one. The other one's in my nose. Leave me alone. All
It's
righty.
weird after you took it in the butt.
Ew. Anyway. Let's see, how come no one has come up with PPG harness with built-in flotation? Yeah, you got a point there. You know, you kind of do have built-in flotation if you have no fuel.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Um,
That's the other problem though, because now you got a fuel tank pushing you down,
Yep,
your head down. And
yep, you're exactly right. So just build an
now you just
airbag.
sound like Chris.
Just build an airbag
Now
so a whole thing blows up like a raft. Heck yeah, I'm thinking one of those inflatable rafts, just strap that down there. Hey, have you guys ever seen those airbags you put on the bottom of your paramotor?
I
know
have
what
one.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. You got one, Shane?
well, it's built in. That's what this is. Oh, can't see. Hold on.
Yeah.
So this fills up with air as you fly,
Yep.
and it's supposed to be some sort of airbag-ish thing. I don't know if I would trust my vertebrae to that, but I guess anything's better than nothing.
Well, we've actually seen it used, and we think it's either saved somebody's life or kept them from getting paralyzed. So after seeing what we saw, I was all right with him. He did crack some vertebrae, but he lived and he walks, and he was back up flying a week later. So maybe not a week. Maybe it was a month later. I don't know. But anyways, I think that's a good idea. So if anybody knows where you can find those, let us know.
Yeah, Pat. That's how Pat harnesses come, is with
Okay.
that's
Yeah, but do you have to have a PAP harness, or can you get it for other harnesses from PAP?
no, this is all sewed in. So this is
Okay. Well, I guess on the Parajets, they have that small container in the bottom under your seat. You can just fill that up with Charmin. I mean, if the bears can get away with jumping out of a tree and landing on their butt on the commercial, you can, if you just put toilet paper back there, you're good.
so as you're flying like this fills up with air, and that would be your air bag. But that's a PAP harness. That's all in one. It comes like that. I don't know if they make anything for anybody else. Holy crap, I got it. All right. So that's the setup there. You've got this one, the swing arms out of the way. And if you have any issues or what have you, then this will go off and you're all good to go.
Yeah, Ben
it's
said
dope.
that APCO sells them.
The harness with the airbag on the bottom.
I don't know, Ben, is it the harness also, or was it the harness also, or can you get a separate airbag? Tommy Sutherland, do they have a pull string to inflate? They have a pull string also. They have a CO2 cartridge, and it's automatic. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, mine has a pull string as well.
Yep. And they also, mine has like when you get into an airplane and they have the little yellow vest and the blow up thing, mine, I do believe, has the little plastic tube that you can blow into. I think that would be the last of what I'm worrying about at that point in time, but they give you options.
Yeah, use your last breath to fill your harness up, or your flotation.
Yeah, bingo. So,
well, if you can, I don't know if you can see this or not. So that is my flotation open. So I do have a mouthpiece. I do have the pull string, and to put this all up, you just roll it back up.
Shane, hold on. You're not ready. No, you got to pull that string, and that releases the plastic part with the battery, and then it'll work after that. So pull that string.
You sending me another cartridge?
Damn it, he didn't fall for
But
it.
but ironically, I have my pull string tucked inside there so it doesn't get caught on anything. So what good is that going to do me if I need
No,
it?
you want to know,
Hold on.
it was either Jade or I think it was Jade. She kept on saying, man, I keep hearing this dinging sound. It was the ball on that pull string hitting her back axle when she was taking off and landing. So
Well, remember at Mountain City, I kept telling you we heard a big ding or whatever, and come to find out it was the road demon bell.
heck yeah, that was from Deweese. She's
Yes.
gonna make $1 gazillion at fly-in selling them things at her booth. That is the coolest thing ever. I still got mine on my trike.
So there, I just need to put this strap back on here. We're good to go. Uh-oh.
I saw a video today of Kyle O'Glee putting a little tiny bungee on his throttle cable, to help keep it from being able to back up into the prop.
Yeah, I think anybody that has that happen would be a little gun shy. Unfortunately, it's like, why do we got to wait for these things to happen to get fixes?
Yeah,
Right.
when I saw that, I want to look at mine and see if I can add one, because most all of us have a big enough area there where the netting doesn't come that close to the motor for it to back up into that hole.
Right.
Speak for yourself. Big enough one.
Well, there goes this channel again. Well, so the Parajet, actually, they have theirs strapped in so many places. The last actual Velcro strap on that throttle cable is right by your shoulder. And from there, you only have, I don't know, 6 inches, 5 inches of bare, where it could slip back. Yes, anything could happen. So yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Zip tie it to that little section of hoop so it can't go back in there? I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing to do, because you don't want to find out, yep, well, I should have zip tied that to the back of the hoop.
So it's my understanding that the bag fills up as you fly, and there's like a check valve in there that keeps the air from coming back out. Is that right?
No.
On the seat.
On the seat.
No, it's just an open hole, and it forces the air in there, and it's just a hole. It's open. I mean, as soon as you hit the ground, it's kind of like a stuntman's airbag. They push air into it, but as soon as he lands, all the air comes out of it. It's the same thing.
Okay, so then Tony is asking about, and we're just talking here, but something like an airbag that deploys on contact. So if you were going straight down, that bare bag wouldn't do you any good at that point.
Right. But that airbag like Shane has, that acts just like your wing does. That cell fills up. And like he said, when it hits, it deflates very rapidly through that same hole. But it does give you a little bit of protection. And like I said, what I saw, I believe in that. I don't do anything that crazy to the, at the ground where I'm coming in that quick. But
well, they did a test on that. The guy, was it the inventor of it? He did a video. I don't know if it was the inventor or what, but he did a video of him actually testing it out on a paramotor.
okay,
Did anyone see that?
I did not.
Well, he did.
Huh.
And it was on, it wasn't on a grassy surface either. It was on a, I don't know, I'll have to see if I can find that.
Yeah, see if you can find something like that. Linda wants to know, are we doing any door prizes? Well, Linda, we are. we're doing the spinny wheel thing. Your name is the only one on it. Let me show you what you're going to win. I think you were here before.
Oh.
You are going to win this nice apparel that has a paramotor on it. It's all yours. Let's see how she answers that. Linda, out. He's gone. No, anyways, we're not going to do any giveaways or anything like that. We don't really do that on this channel. We're all poor on this channel and we can't afford nice, expensive stuff to give away. And Shane is on mute and he's talking full. Oh, he's on the phone. I can read lips. He's ordering a pizza.
What?
He is. Anyways. Oh, Ben said, watch the last 10 seconds of the 30-second video I shared. Mad Sloper, run the throttle cable over your forearm first, then grab the throttle handle. The excess cable won't bend backwards towards the prop. That's how I have to do one of that's how I have to do the trike. So actually my trike, I ended up buying a throttle and I was not too impressed with it. And then I bought, and I'm not going to say a name, and then I bought another throttle and it was just too short. And I did order a third throttle. Man, I go through throttles. Nothing wrong with them. They have problems. But the third one is pretty nice. I haven't even had time to install it yet, unfortunately. All right, let's watch some of this.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he stays feet up.
Play that again, Will.
Oh, no. Let me go back. Yeah, this is one of them. He did more. Now that of course was
seriously,
that wasn't a gentle landing but I mean that I don't know.
No, that definitely looked like it helped a little bit. So now I have a question. How does that affect your launch? And maybe Shane could answer that when he's done. But, is your feet kicking it?
I wouldn't think that it's full of air yet when you're trying to take off, but I would have the same question about landing when you're trying to run.
That's a good point.
Yeah, your heels get caught in that little circle and you get sucked into it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that I don't know. Just what I saw.
It's a great idea. I mean, it certainly can't hurt.
Right. I agree. Any safety is better than none. So anyways, so you guys have any plans this weekend to go flying, or what's the story? What's the scoop?
I'm going to go flying. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's flyable.
Just around where you live?
Yeah, might maybe meet up with Brooke and the guys, Brooke Sheffield. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Mark, you got any big plans for the weekend? Or are you just gonna hang low for a while?
Yeah, no real plans as far as flying. I might try and catch a flight Thursday, weather permitting. But then this weekend we have our youngest daughter's wedding shower, like a luncheon. So that's the
Yeah.
main thing.
You are surrounded by women getting married.
Yeah, the last one didn't cost me too much. This one will.
Is this the same guy? Well, the airbag guy?
I think it is, but I don't know for sure. You see how the airbag,
Yeah.
we go back and see how much it's inflated there.
Yeah.
And I don't know that was.
Yeah, I don't think he really used it there.
Well, but this kind of goes to what Mark was saying. I wonder if that would get in your way when you're running.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
it's behind
yeah.
him.
I mean, look where it's at. It's on kind of like right at the back of your knees, but that's the pressure off of your shoulders. Once you put the pressure on your shoulders, it'll sit a little lower, but I don't think, I don't know. I guess, Will, you're going to have to buy a couple of them and test them out for us. Take some videos.
Yeah, that was a pretty good hit there. I
That
mean,
was.
certainly wouldn't have felt good.
Yeah. I wanted to go flying last night, and we went out to dinner with our friends here in town. And by the time we got home, it just started to rain. And so we didn't do that. I'm hoping to get some flying in maybe Saturday and Sunday. We're going to hang low. We're going to stay in Tomahawk this weekend. I got some projects to do around the house to get ready for that white stuff. Before
Cocaine?
that.
What? What happened?
Means something different to a Floridian.
Hey man, I got to make money somehow. So, yeah, we'll be hanging out around here. And that's about it. I want to get some flying in. For Jade and I posted something and about our future in paramotoring. All I'm going to say is right now we have signed up to get our PG3. We're going to be doing that this fall. And that's all I'm going to say right now.
Can we throw out that we'd like to do sometime do a Vegas trip next year, maybe? Anybody want to do a Vegas trip next year?
We can do a Vegas trip anytime.
No, next year. Krista might have some extra time off, and AKA no job, but we can still do a Vegas trip.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So not associated with paramotoring or?
No, just all go and hang out.
Well,
And
we're going to all bank some money, and what we have done to you, you won't be able to run with a paramotor on your back, buddy. This is Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, I ain't going to Vegas. I can tell you that.
Will says those lips aren't sealed. He's telling everybody everything.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
Yeah, Vegas is fun, but I mean, I'm a terrible gambler. So if I win 20 bucks, I pretty much stop for the rest of the night. So
no, I don't gamble. I work too hard for my money to just gamble it away. No pun intended.
So why?
I am
wanna go to
not
Vegas?
to experience the nightlife, and there's other stuff to do there than gamble.
Yeah, I'm not
There's
a big,
shows.
I'm not a gambler. I gamble every time I put that paramotor on my back. I'm not, I don't need to be dumping my money into a machine. Wait a minute. Nah, I ain't going there.
No,
Good call.
I
Yeah.
could I could do $20 of slots or something like that, but I don't know how to do poker. I mean, none of that stuff has ever been exciting to me. I would just rather go and watch the shows and see things that do the strip. Krista and I have always wanted to go to Vegas, never have gone to Vegas. But yeah, totally would do it in a heartbeat.
Well, heck yeah, we should plan something like that. So anybody wants to go to Vegas, we all go.
And if we can get a figure of how many people are going and who wants to be in it, then we can do an Airbnb or something or whatever, or do hotels, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Let's just all show up and we're going to go over to Angela and Tony's house and there'll be like 40 of us just show up at their house. What are they going to do? Say no?
Yeah.
We'll kick them out of their own house and we'll lock the door.
And Shane could cook for us.
Yeah,
Bingo.
I do any.
Uh,
What? Did I say that out loud? What?
You
What
did.
did you guys hear?
You said you would do it. I know it seems like it's a long way away and it's easy to say you're going to do something, but when the time comes, you're going to be like, oh man.
There have been fly-ins where I was cooking up to 20, 22 people a meal, so it ain't no big deal. I'm just gonna have to lean on Tony to have. I just have to lean on Tony to have a good smoker. I don't care if it's electric, stick burner. It's just gonna have to be able to have enough square inches for me to put all my meat on. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yep. Okay. Well, Tuesday night now is done with PPG Lear, going right back to Shane's shittle.
No, I got a bathroom to remodel in this room. This room is crap.
Right.
So, all right. So, y'all don't tell Krista, but this is the game plan. She has picked out every tile, the color patterns, all that. Shane's going to do this room with no input. I've done this entire house, crown molding, chair rails. There's 20 something colors, different colors in this house because that's what she picked and I've done it all. This room, I think I'm going to put my foot down. Whatever she tells me is what I'm going to do. I'm putting my foot down.
Okay.
If she allows you to.
Yeah. As long as she's not in the room, I will tell her exactly what I'm doing, and I don't care what she wants.
Why so many colors, man?
Dude, seriously, that's exactly what I said. Because apparently, you got to have two-tone, one below and above the chair rail in every room. So all the ceilings are white except for this one. This one's gray. But there's so each room you have a white and then two different colors in the entire house in every room. They're all different. Bedrooms, at one point my son's room was 4 different colors. My daughter's right now is pink, gray, and black. I think the only room that is only 2 colors, which white is the ceiling, is the guest room, and that's just whatever color that is. Just one color. I'm good with that. So that's my life. This room here's got 3 different, that's only 2 different colors. Yeah, 2 different colors.
I thought you were moving to Ohio.
If my wife, my wife is going to end up losing her job because they're going to require her to get the shot. She's not going to do that. And if my job decides they're going to make us do it, then yeah, I'll sell my house for, I think right now it's at 110,000 more than I paid for it. And I will move to Ohio, and yeah, I got a job waiting there for me.
Well, why stop
So
at
we're all
Ohio?
good.
Just continue on north.
What I already drink every day. Well, I mean, I'm already Wisconsin approved. I
Hey,
don't need to.
there was something on TV and they like labeled the 20 most binge drinking counties in the United States. And it was like all of Wisconsin. And then there was like a few in Minnesota, a few in like Illinois. The rest were Wisconsin. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
No. Listen, I went to Wisconsin not too long ago for a wedding, which I did the wedding there and I officiated. And the next morning we went to this little breakfast place, and and this is no exaggeration, the girl was getting ready to go to work. She ordered a mimosa. No, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry, a Bloody Mary. This thing came with a like 3-course breakfast meal on top of it. It came with this gigantic Bloody Mary that had alcohol in it, and then a chaser of a little 8-ounce Bud Light. I was like, don't you have to work? She's like, yeah, I'll be fine. She works as a correction officer for a male prison. She's going to work drunk. I was like, well, and then as I'm leaving, the waitress is like, as I was checking out, paying the bill, the waitress is like, hey, did you get enough to drink? And I go, oh, I don't drink this early in the morning. And she goes, well, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. I was like, I know, I've heard that 100 times. My 2 friends over here that live right around the corner, that's their motto. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Hey, plus, if you're a correction officer, I tell you what, man, you got to drink to take that job. But
yeah,
man,
and I got no wants to be on inside of those bars, whether it's on the inside or just the inside. I don't want to be on any of that. I don't even, dude, I got 2 older brothers that love to go to jail. I won't go see them and they're in jail. It's not, what you did is not my problem. I'm not coming to see you. It ain't
Right.
gonna happen.
Exactly. All right, guys. I think I'm done. So
You win.
I'm going to stop the YouTube feed. And if anybody wants
are
to
we
do
doing
an
it
after show, they can. But
You got
Shane, where can we find you?
in my bathroom, remodeling it. Well, you can find me on ppgshane.com or Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane on YouTube. And Instagram, I think it's Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. TikTok, it's ppgshane.com. And that's about it.
Or here.
Oh, well, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week of every month, every Tuesday of every month, I'll be here. Next
There you
week, I'll
go.
probably be screaming and hollering. I'll have to be on mute next week because I plan to do some work. So if it wasn't for my tub, having to cut my tub tonight, I would have been. Which, by the way, quick question, Mark. What's the best bit to use for a Sawzall on porcelain? What is that? Cast iron tub? It's porcelain covered, but it's.
They have those blades that are like, they got like a carbide edge all the way down them.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing it will take.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because
it is, and they're expensive. It's like $18 a piece for one blade. But I'll be honest, with cast, you're better off to get a sledgehammer and break it up, because you will go through a lot of blades.
Well, I have a grinder. I just don't want to use a grinder. It just sounds like it's going to be really loud.
Why are you trying to save it? I mean, just do, yeah, I mean,
I'm not trying to save it. I'm trying to get it out. The problem is I have a square opening this big in a bathtub that is literally the same width. So you can't turn it upwards. You can't pull it straight out because you still have the whole length of the bathroom. The walls are the same distance. So we actually put that tub in and put the drywall in afterwards. So the tub has to come out in a piece, in two pieces. So it is just it's a nightmare. It really is.
so you can't sledgehammer it like Eric was.
I can give it a shot. I mean, if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to cut it. I was just trying to cut it so it'd just be, I don't know. I don't know. I'll give it a shot tomorrow when I get home. If it doesn't work, I'm getting a sawzall and a carbon bit and go to town.
Well, let me ask this. Can you take out a stud or two on that wall? And no,
I'll tell you why. Because one wall is the wet wall, so that's 2x6. The other wall, the way that we did the bathroom, so we gutted this bathroom completely to the studs. We put the tub in, set it up to the drain, hooked up everything, and then put the drywall in. So I literally have to take all the drywall where the tub is going to be lifted, one side or the other. So I'd have to cut out all the 2x4s and then take the drywall out, cut the 2x4s. And that's going to be way more work than I really want to do. So it's just a pain. It's all just a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. I knew it would be. I got started. That was the biggest hurdle, getting started. I got started. Now I just have to cut the tub out. Once the tub's out, then it's simple. You pull the toilet, pull the vanity, and that's really it. I take the floor up. This bathroom is not very big. I want to say the bathroom is as wide as a regular bathtub. So let's just say 60 inches by maybe 8 feet, 9 feet. So it's not very big at all. So it's not a big job. It's just a job. And for me to get off the couch to go do it that's the bigger problem for me is I don't really want to do it, but I'm doing it now. So it is what it is.
well, why don't you just take that Sawzall bit and cut around the tub on the floor, drop it into the basement, move to Ohio, and let the new owners deal with it?
No basement.
Yeah,
Oh.
the basement's full of water constantly. There's no such thing as a basement here in Florida, unless you're in the hills. And when I say hills, I mean they're very small hills. I have actually been in a couple of houses here in Florida that have had basements, but they're where they have rolling hills. That's about it.
Seriously, you guys don't have basements there in Florida?
No, dead
No,
serious.
the
I
water
think,
table is a couple inches.
Concrete.
yeah,
slab.
I actually think my house in my neighborhood, I'm actually the tallest house in my neighborhood. And I want to say I'm 3 or 4 feet above the water table. Just so you know, that's a very low ceiling basement. Just so it's more like a crawl space if I go to put one of those in.
Wow. I guess I didn't know that.
Dude, I think I want to say I'm 3 or 4 feet above sea level right now,
Oh, you gotta be higher.
which is not very much when you that's why all of our water lines and everything here are like 12 to 16 inches deep. That's it. All of them.
That's crazy.
Not
Anyway.
much of a freeze line.
Yeah, I know. I mean, our we have to go 4 feet down just so our stuff don't freeze around here.
Exactly.
So Angela said they don't have basements in Vegas either. Bet you wish you had one last night with them 65-mile-an-hour winds.
Why would you not have a basement in Vegas? It's not. There's no water table there.
I know they're
You can't
3
even
feet.
sweat.
They're 3 feet from the dust table in the desert. Yeah, I don't
Your
know,
water,
man.
your water cup, dude. Their water comes out of the tap at like 125.
All right. They don't have water heaters. They got chillers.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and Will, where can we find you?
You can find me at Will Fly on YouTube or at willflyppg.com.
Awesome.
Or Dairy Queen.
Or
Yeah, or Dairy Queen. And Mark?
YouTube, Paralife PPG, and online at paralifeppg.com.
Awesome. No Dairy Queen?
No Dairy Queen. I wish.
Read Craig Taylor's reason why they don't have basements. Because there's down in Vegas. Very funny.
Oh, I hear a dog in the background.
Gosh, it Shane's.
Oh.
Jack and Cobra are in that room.
Right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking around and watching. This is my first show that I've actually done. And I want to thank everybody in the chat. Also, Shane, Will, and Mark. Appreciate it. We do these shows so everybody can stay together and learn and hopefully give some pretty good advice on Monday nights. I got it written down so I don't forget. You can watch Clear Prop TV. Tuesday night is this show, the Hangout. Wednesday night, Girls Just Want to Fly with Flying Flamingo Jade. Thursday night, we have paramotortalk.com. And then Sunday night, we have OPN. So hopefully you guys can watch those shows, learn from them, and make this sport as safe as we can and have fun doing it. So anything else, guys?
Nope.
Someone's at the door. I'll be.
I say, yeah, one more thing. You did a great job, Eric.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we'll be here next week. So everybody